right, so I'm gonna wait till a few of you guys get on. I try to make sure when I go live, everyone's paying attention, man. I come to you guys with something real every time. I probably need some light on me because I'm so chocolate.
Let's see. There we go. Does that work?
Yeah, it's a little better.
There we go.
What's up, Lawrence? I see you, brother. All right, so
You've got mail.
I'm gonna just start because I'm definitely gonna record this and put it up on YouTube. It's one of those rare moments that we have an opportunity to come to you while I'm doing black engagement. And you guys know I'm serious about taking black engagement statewide. You know, we're getting calls from other states too, so it's one of those times for us to set an example. And I just happen to have had the universe give me a blessing. I was traveling to Dallas. I have 3 meetings in Dallas. Black professionals want to be part of the MLK Association. I have one guy. He's actually starting a brand new company out there in D-Town. And then, lo and behold, Kevin Knight, who's the creator of Urban Camp. Many of you guys already know what this is, but let me tell you, it is an incredible opportunity for black professionals, black youth to hang out and really just enjoy themselves. So what's the use of making money? What's the use of talking about economics and you're not enjoying yourself? But what's amazing about the brother that I have in the car with me, he was doing some business in Galveston and proposed that we did a road trip to Dallas since we were going to meet in Dallas tonight anyway. I could not resist. 3 hours with Kevin Knight is the best time in the world for me to have. If you don't know about Urban Camp, go there now. And but I just got a quick interview with him. I don't want to take too much of y'all time. But Kevin, man, welcome to Black Engagement.
Thank you.
I toured the state talking about black economics. You obviously are a black entrepreneur, recently retired, stepped away from the professional field and just started really enjoying life, traveling, stepped out on faith, started your own company. Tell me, man, this is impromptu. Why and what made you do it?
Easy question. The why. The why is pretty obvious. I mean, obviously, no one likes to drive 30 miles back and forth to work, working for someone else, and they're only paying you a portion of what you're making for them. So the why is pretty easy. Everyone wants to work for themselves. Not necessarily that easy, but everyone wants to do it. What was the second part of the question? The why and
what made you do it?
What made me do it? The stars happen to align. I look at corporate America as you work hard, you make the money in order to be able to do the things that you really want to do. Corporate America just pays you a salary. With that salary, you have the opportunity to do whatever you want to do when you're off from work. Now, if you could turn that passion into something that's profitable, then you obviously want to make that work. Unfortunately, the majority of the time, what we're passionate about doesn't really make us money when you stop and think about it. It's fun, it's easy, but it doesn't necessarily make us money. So you get to the point to where, I got to the point with Urban Camp Weekend and our events to where I was financially able to take the corporate America money to not only live on, but invest in my own business, and then also, replace the income that I was used to receiving in corporate America. Because everyone wants to keep their standard of living roughly the same. Not always possible, but you want to at least try to. If you can do that and still have that cushion, that financial cushion, then you can step out on faith with the safety of having that, the financial capabilities to do that.
I think one of the amazing things about your story is that here you got a guy in his 30s basically retiring, taking off the suit and tie, because you basically were helping others build wealth in wealth management. But now you have Urban Camp Weekend, and you just exploded to taking Urban Camp to the cruises and even globally. Let me ask you this: you now run $1 million company. What's it feel like, and why did you stick to your niche?
What does it feel? It's interesting and scary at the same time. Like I would be lying to say that it's easy, because everything has its challenges. Because you go from, for example, when you're in corporate America, I've worked for AIG, Pacific Life, Bank of America. I've worked for some of the big name companies out there. If AIG folds or has a bad reputation, I could just leave that company and go work for someone else and still make a 6-figure salary. It's not my company. Who cares? You know, I still have the same skill set. I wasn't the one who made AIG do what it, you know, do what it did. But now the scary part is owning your own company. It's your reputation. You can't step away from that. So, you know, the same things that make you smile can also make you cry. The same things that make you happy can also make you sad, because you don't necessarily get a do-over. And you definitely don't get a do-over with different client bases. Depending on your client base, that do-over can take 5, 10, 15 years. Well, as an entrepreneur, you might not have 5, 10, or 15 years. So it's fun, it's interesting, but it's still scary, because you always have that back of your mind, like, what can go wrong, what can happen, am I doing something right, am I doing something wrong? So it feels good and it feels scary at the same time.
Well, for about 2 years now, the Republican Party of Texas has been focusing on black engagement, and it's powerful to see that as I travel the state, many people, many Republicans, both white, black, Hispanics, are really concerned about where minority engagement, minority independence, financial independence is going to come in. Concerned about black collaborative effort that we haven't seen much of when it comes to finance. But you're one of those guys. You've served in politics as an appointee from our previous governor, and you've also been very active with helping others in training and I think that's powerful. I mean, you obviously got a bunch of employees now, but when you think about politics in relationship to business and what the Republican Party is doing, do you think that the message will go out, and do you think many people will listen to what Republicans have to say?
In our community specifically?
Yes.
Short answer, no. Long answer, or slightly longer answer, it just depends. The message, it's all about who's delivering the message. And you know, with me, I'm human just like everyone else. If the messenger, if I've already deemed them as biased, or I don't like something about them, I'm going to skew that message. So they're not going to have a fair shot from the jump. You know, for example, I used to tell my younger frat brothers when we were in undergrad, if you walked through this hallway before you were a Kappa and you didn't speak to a single person, they would be like, oh, Kevin must be feeling sick today. Something's wrong. Like, I hope he's all right. Maybe somebody passed away. Something happened. Once you become a member of this Greek letter organization and you walk down that same hallway and don't speak to someone, it's because, oh, you're a Kappa now, you're an Alpha now, so you're too good. Like, people will put you in a box based on what they perceive you're supposed to act like. So if you're a Republican, I'm already going to perceive you're going to say this and say that. But if you just come to me as a regular person, I'm going to take the message completely different. So it's all about how the message is being delivered. Yeah. And you have to look at the leaders of the individual parties. My honest opinion, when you look at the leader of the Republican Party, let's say Trump, there are some obvious inconsistencies in some of the messaging. Yeah. You know, to put it mildly, it's like, really? You know, when you hear some of this stuff, it's like I like, in the back of my mind, I'm thinking he's not really the one sending these tweets because he has other things to do. But then I'm like, no, he's really sending some of these tweets. But I'm like, how can you possibly be keeping up with stuff that I can't even keep up with as a small business owner? You know what's going on with the Grammys and Meryl Streep and all. I don't even have time to watch the Grammys or watch TV. Like, how are you watching this and running a country? And you're not only running a country, you're running a portion of our globe, because America is a powerful country. Yeah. So, you know, that's a longer part of your answer. It's going to depend on who the messenger is and what the real message is. And the Republican Party, just like the Democratic Party, can have several parallel messages, and some of the messages aren't always the same. Some of them for their own party. You know, so it can get confusing, and it's all going to be based on where you're getting your information, which is something we spoke about earlier. Yeah. Where your information is coming from and how to delineate, how to decipher that information.
one thing that we do, what I bring up is the 3 E's. I talk about economics, enterprise, education, and empowerment. And I don't leave those issues. And I think those issues are the issues that really bond us. And they don't have an R or a D attached to it. Listen, guys, you gotta go to Urban Camp Weekend. Urban Camp Weekend. I mean, here's a real life story. I'm trying to convince this guy to do a couple of tours with us across the state of Texas. We'll be doing tours, myself with Dr. Anderson. Be tuning in for that because we're taking black engagement to a different level. But I wanted to go live. I'm probably gonna make sure I record this thing and post it later to YouTube too, for those who missed. But I'm actually traveling with none other than Kevin Knight. Kevin, before we let go, man, tell them about Urban Camp, how they can get involved, how they can enjoy themselves. I know there's a lot of young professionals out there that are listening and tuning in.
Yeah, so Urban Camp Weekend, which started about 5 years ago, a group of family and friends going out having a good time to a campground in New Braunfels, and it just grew. You know, people started seeing the pictures on social media. We were having fun. Adults, they knew who I was. They knew who some of the other people were who had really good jobs, but we're out there playing kickball, tubing, floating the river. A real relaxed, chill environment. And now it's going to be people coming and joining us in the summertime. If they go to urbancampweekend.com, on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, not sure where we left off, but Urban Camp Weekend on any social media site, and you'll be able to get in touch with us and see what the event's all about.
All right, so guys, listen, it ain't every day you're traveling with a young black millionaire, man. So y'all could continue to tune in. I got more coming, but this is where black engagement is going. And so anyone listening, send a line, let them know there's young black males out here doing the BIG, and entrepreneurship and engagement has to go hand in hand. So thanks for tuning in, guys. Stay with me.